Hello, hello. Welcome to your reading on an urgent message that you are meant to hear. Welcome back to my channel, Eat Your Moon Tarot. I'm so glad that you're here. So let's get started. We're going to take the time to pick the 4 piles. We're picking using the Psychic Tarot from Holland. Okay. At the bottom, Memories of Love. So this is 6 of Cups energy. Okay. So here we have the 4 piles. And I'm going to introduce you to the stones. For the first pile, we've got these enormous stones. For the first pile, this is Vanadanite, one of my favorite stones, especially helpful for seeing things through from beginning to end. For pile number 2, we have this enormous Tourmaline stone, which is particularly great for keeping out intrusive thoughts, among other things. Black stones tend to be very protective stones. Then we have, for pile number 3, this beautiful Amazonite, which for me is also one about speaking up, speaking your truth. And for pile number 4, we have this beautiful Septarian. And Septarian is a stone that has to do, for me, particularly with peace, with inner peace, you know. So this pile may have something to do with peace in the end of a tough cycle, but let's see. We don't know yet. Okay, so these are the 4 piles. Why don't you take a moment to just feel which pile is calling to you? If you check the time codes below, then you can jump to the pile that you feel most pulled to listen to. If you feel pulled to listen to more than one pile, you are more than welcome to do that as well and listen in the order that you feel called to. And if you're interested in the decks that I'm using, you can also see that in the description below. So go ahead, get a feel for which pile is calling to you, and I will see you in your pile. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome. So this is your reading. I'm excited. I have not taken a look at your card, but let's do that now. So again, you have the stone Vanadanite, which, you know, helps us to see things through from beginning to end. It's a stone that gives us strength, as well as, you know, the ability to finish what it is that we started. Look at this. How fitting. This is awareness. It's also the Magician. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, this would be the Magician. And what I love about the Magician is, you know, he has the cup, the sword, he has the coin, the wand, you know, he has all the resources he needs. And, you know, it's also about as above, so below. So whatever energy, wisdom, and knowledge is available in the universe, you have the power to call it down to you here on the earth plane and to really use it. So I know this is going to be a message that has to do with empowerment and understanding that you have what it is that you need, and now you're able to move forward. It's also most likely going to be a reading of encouragement and seeing the things through that you've, you know, already started. And so before we go too deeply, let's find out more. But, you know, I'm really called to this message of connecting to the universe and understanding that all the wisdom, also from your past life experience, is all available to you here. All of the love, the peace, the wisdom, the knowledge, everything is available to you here, and you can call it to you. And this reminds me a little bit of Reiki. So some of you may be Reiki masters, Reiki teachers, you know, calling that energy through even the first symbol, or just, you know, calling in energy and saying, you know, I open myself to the high vibrational wisdom and high vibrational love and light of the universe. and I allow myself to receive the wisdom that is for my highest and greatest good. You know, just to repeat it, calling in that high vibrational love, light, and wisdom of the universe, and opening up to receive that power according to your highest, greatest good in the harm of none. Because we always want to call in high vibrational energy, not just any energy. You know, there's a lot of energy out there in the universe, but we want, you know, we want the energy that is really for our highest and greatest good. So let's take a look at the Kuan Yin deck, which I think is also appropriate. She's a goddess of compassion, I believe, from the Chinese tradition. And at one point, you know, she may have even been perceived as a male god and eventually you know, a female goddess. But what's sure is that this is a goddess of compassion, of peace, and joy. So let's see what your message is in connection to awareness. Okay, it's just going to be these three at the bottom, 8 immortals. So again, with the 8 immortals, this is guides energy, you know, your guides coming through. So I feel like there's wisdom that you're able to tap into that's available to you. Dynasty of the Divine Mother. These were 2 cards attached, and I felt like both wanted to come through. Orchid Priestess of Destiny. Many Hands of the Goddess. Okay. So these are very intricate cards by Alana Fairchild, and we're going to take a look. But I can already see here with Divine Mother, Priestess, Goddess, this is divine feminine power, divine feminine energy. And that's yin energy, which has to do with the energy of being. It's not about forcing. It's not about efforting. It's more about, you know, going into the energy that is naturally a part of who you are, very similar to the magician who already has everything he needs. The only wish of the Divine Mother Goddess is that all beings be spiritually free. The Divine Goddess calls us to realize our true nature. Here we go. To fall in love with our own divinity. Enlightenment is a culmination of many steps, each one as a drop of water, forming a divine ocean of peace, realization, love, and unity within us. An ocean that washes away fear, separation, and scarcity, and bathes us in abundance and bliss. You carry the torch of enlightenment within you, beloved. Let it shine each day. And that is an amazing message. And that is the message being reinforced by the magician here. You carry the torch of enlightenment already within you, beloved. The question is, in how far are you aware of it? Okay, so let's take a look at Orchid Priestess. The Orchid Priestess of your highest spiritual destiny calls to you now, beloved. She calls you to your purpose, path, and soul passion. You are called to rise again and again to live up into your potential with all its uniqueness and beauty. She will call you always with her sweet flute playing deep in your heart, blossoms of orchid and chrysanthemum falling from her feet, stirring your heart to quest for your truest soul passion. And here we go with the Vanadanite. Again, this is living your purpose. This is bringing your purpose into fruition and understanding. Everything you need is already within you. And now it's time to go your path and to bring your true purpose into fruition. So the many hands of the goddess. The goddess Kuan Yin brings blessings to multiple projects in many different parts of your life and consciousness, beloved. She is not limited to one task at a time. Do not be afraid to surrender into her guiding wisdom and creative genius now, for there is much that you can accomplish together, and she wants to assist you. Isn't this amazing? This is a blessing from Kuan Yin saying, I will assist you on, you know, your life path and purpose. What you need is already available. And if you look at the bottom of the deck, again, the 8 immortals, this is guide energy. So it's like you have the love and the support of higher, you know, high vibrational guides and ancestors looking out for you as you, like the donkey here, you know, you go your path step by step, sure-footed, because the donkey can be an archetype of hard work. And this is saying, You have everything you need within you. All you need to do is to begin, embarking on your life purpose and soul mission. And as you embark on your life purpose and soul mission, what usually happens is we begin to meet our shadow. And different things begin to rise to the surface, and then we're able to heal them and then continue and move on. And so sometimes people think when difficulties arise that, they're being thwarted or it's not meant to be, when in reality, it's offering an opportunity for peace, an opportunity for release and for healing. So let's find out a little bit more. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So at the bottom, we have the Lovers. And so this reading tells me about love, but it also is about working together with another guide. In the traditional tarot, this is the Medicine Woman tarot. In the traditional tarot, I believe is it Archangel Raphael who's looking over Adam and Eve. But basically what you have here is a coming together, but you also have a decision, it's a choice. So what jumped out is 4 of Arrows. Moon with the grandmothers. This is such a strong guide and ancestral energy, because look at grandmother Moon, dropping magic into her ear. Like, this wisdom and guidance from the universe is being given to you. So you might want to pay attention to your dreams. And if you're like, yeah, but I never remember my dreams, then it would be absolutely important for you to start writing down the little snippets you do remember. And as you do that, your subconscious will then understand that it has permission to help you remember your dreams. So look at this wisdom coming in, So some of you may have prominent Cancer energy in your birth chart, Cancer moon, or planets in the 4th house, for example, or, so this is ancestral family wisdom also coming through. Okay. 7 of Bowls is like the 7 of Cups. And look at this guide also swimming with them, not visible. The dolphin as a spirit animal, but also, Mother Water as a guide. Can you see that swimming with them? And then here also the owl looking over her shoulder as she, embarks on creating what it is that, is important to her. So here we're called to think about our blessings, thinking about your blessings, and think about gratitude. And since this is coming over the dynasty of the Divine Mother, which is about, you having everything you need within you, you could really start to think about and contemplate, like, what skills do I have? What are the things that people continually say that I'm good at? What are the things that I recognize that I'm good at? Really starting to take inventory of how you are a blessing to yourself and to others, and to start getting clear on how you have this divine connection to the universe, because you also are a beautifully, divine being. Here, I really feel like your path is going to have something to do with conveying ancient wisdom, somehow conveying wisdom. For those of you where Reiki really resonated, you may be teaching this long art of connecting to universal life force energy. And some of you may be teaching other ways to connect to Chi or to Prana, through Qigong, through Tai Chi, through, what do you call it? Acupuncture. There are a lot of different holistic methods that call on this universal life force energy. But whatever it is, the moon also represents intuition, psychic gifts, so you may find that you are clairvoyant, clairsentient, which is, you can receive divine information through how you feel. You may be claircognizant, which has to do with receiving divine information through knowing. You may be clairaudient, receiving divine information through hearing. There are a lot of different types of gifts. It's not just clairvoyant, the gift of seeing. So you're tapping into ancient wisdom here. And so since this is coming on top of the Orchid Priestess of Destiny, part of your gift is going to have to do with communicating ancient wisdom, you know, connecting to ancestral wisdom, possibly even on your path of healing yourself. You're healing, you know, backwards and forwards through your ancestral line as well. So with the Seven of Bowls, I feel like, you know, this is an opportunity to really step into happiness, you know, look at this, into bliss, into support. So your guides, with this showing up on the many hands of the goddess, is saying, look, you're looked over, you're looked after. You're not alone, even in the moments when you feel like you are, when it appears that you are, you're not alone. And we're here, you know, we're here and able to help you in many ways to achieve what it is that you seek to achieve. So this reading, pile number one, has a lot to do with you stepping into your power, following your life mission and soul purpose, and knowing there's a wisdom deep within you that is knocking and wants to be shared with the world in whatever way that you feel is, you know, resonant with you. And I hope you'll share in the comments below, like, what is that? That's it's amazing, and I'd like to hear more, know more. There's a lot of arrows energy here. Okay. It's a lot of arrows and pipes here. Okay. Wow. Okay. So with the Hanged Man here, you're seeing yourself in a new light, in a new way. You see how she's, and I had to cover it up because of the YouTube rules, but do you see she's seeing herself from a different perspective? In the traditional tarot, the guy is hanging upside down, but it also can represent viewing life from a new perspective. And here you're seeing yourself, you know, really from a different perspective. And I think this is like the main message of your reading right now, is to start seeing yourself more in this light, as this high priestess, high priest who's connected to this divine wisdom and divine awareness. And just take a second to think about, how does that make you feel? You know, is that exciting? Do you think, oh, that can't be me? You know, because there's an opportunity to release limiting beliefs and doubts right now, even as we do this reading together, and to start understanding, you know, you are this cosmic energy. This is like your higher self bringing all of this wisdom to who you are. And their guides are saying with this reading, with this urgent message you need to hear, is that you need to begin to see yourself as this magical being. I mean, look at the stars above her crown. You know, start seeing yourself as that magical being, that very capable of helping others. And so with these two major arcana here. So with the Five of Arrows, it's the Five of Swords in the traditional tarot. And this is about, you know, being aware of and recognizing what's needed. So like, if I were to say, these are the steps you need to take, then first, recognize what's needed. And that's very typical for astrology. That's the Leo Aquarius axis, is basically saying, you know, I want to show the world my talents, Leo, but I'm not quite sure what it is that the world needs. That's Aquarius. And Aquarius is having a conversation with Leo and saying, let's find out what humanity needs so that what you're able to give can fit with the needs of humanity. So this is saying, recognize the needs of others. You have some kind of wisdom and gift and talent that others are in need of. Maybe you've been thinking of doing your own card channel, perhaps in your own native language, and you've been trying to get up, you know, the courage to do so. Or, you know, maybe there's some seminars, or there's something that you've been wanting to do, some digital products, an ebook, an online course, something where you've been wanting to share your knowledge. Well, be cognizant of the needs of others. There are people out there who need that wisdom that is within you. And here with the Ace of Arrows, this is about focus. This is about calling in, your ancestors, your guides. Again, we have here the wolf and we have here the owl as spirit animals. So maybe you guys have noticed that you're being, accompanied by these spirit animals, and really allow yourself to be supported as you really, move into taking action on what it is that, you perceive to be your soul purpose and what it is that you want to bring into the world. So with the Six of Pipes here, like there's a lot of animal energy in general in this shamanic deck, but here, there's a lot of spirit animal energy. And with deer energy and elk energy, there's not just this mystical energy of deep nature and deep natural wisdom, but also this need to really be gentle with yourself. And, this card in particular has to do with giving yourself permission to receive your blessing, to allow your blessing to come to you. So as you, serve in accordance with, what it is that is needed, your gift, you giving your gift, taking action, you're going to begin to receive blessings. So if some of you are like, why isn't it coming in? There's a need to really get out there and share your gift, and then as you do, you can receive your blessing. But it's also going to be necessary for you to be gentle with yourself. So I did a channeling yesterday during a Reiki seminar I was giving, and one of the messages that came through was one true form of power is gentleness. If you want to know whether or not a person is living true power, then there will always be a kind of gentleness present. So as you're going your path, you may want to redefine what authority and power, what these are for you. And also make sure that you're being gentle with yourself and allowing yourself to receive the blessings that, truly belong to you. And just allow that energy. With the Apprentice of Pipes, you see how she's connecting to this spirit animal energy. Like allow that energy to channel through you. So some of you really are probably Reiki masters. Those of you who aren't may consider doing Reiki 1 and really learning, the gifts and the connection to universal power that is connected to Reiki 1. You can do that even now. You can do that even now just by saying, I open up to the high vibrational life force energy that is for my highest, greatest good. And then just see that energy, circulating through your body. Miracle of Isis, miraculous healing of the goddess. Initiation, yes. Abundance of sodas, look at it. Amazing. At the bottom, healing of the divine masculine. So you're being initiated into a new path that has to do with ancient wisdom, your life purpose, and your soul mission. And as you do so, there's a healing that's coming through in your heart, in your emotions, in your mind. Maybe you've been through a difficult cycle and there's just a miraculous healing coming through, and look at the result. Abundance, stellar blessings. It's same as the Seven of Bowls, same as the Six of Pipes. These are all messages of abundance. This is the Six of Wands in the traditional tarot. So this is all excitement and things working out. So there's some reassurance here. And also how they say, people are called and chosen. This is a calling. So your urgent message is that you're being called to perceive yourself as this powerful, spiritual, as well as human being that has access to so much ancient and divine wisdom already within you, and that you are meant to go your life purpose. And as you serve, you will begin to receive blessings, and you will also contribute to your own healing. And this is going to help you also to bring in, you know, the abundance that you so deserve. So that's an amazing message. I'm just going to do one quick ask, like, what limiting belief can pile number one really release in order to step into this power? Okay. So this is about releasing your inner critic and releasing any feeling that it seems to work out for others better than it works out for you. I am not ready for what comes next. And the truth statement is, I take it one step at a time. Although things are shifting so quickly, be present and know this is a part of a greater plan. So, this is about embracing peace and embracing grace and knowing you are well looked after. You are well looked after. None of this is a fluke. None of this was the guides accidentally choosing you. This is all meant to be. You're an incredibly powerful being. And it's time to let go of any belief that you're not ready, or that others, it seems to work out easier for others than it does for you, and just to allow that healing to come through, you know, allow the wholeness to come through as you're initiated onto this new path. And some of you with the miracle of Isis here, you may be embarking on paths that traditionally have to do with healing, whether it be emotional, physical, spiritual. Okay, let's give one last encouraging message, one last encouraging message for pile number one. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer, there's that Cancer energy again. You and your loved ones are safe. Take time to breathe out. Okay. A fiery climax approaches. Yes, so at the time I'm doing this reading, we're actually approaching the end of 2024. So this is also a good time to be in an energy of rest and reflection, so that you can get clear on, you know, start to have this clear new self-image that is more consistent with the truth and the power of who you are. So I feel like with you and your loved ones are safe, take time to breathe out. There's a message that you're looked after. Everything is meant to work out for you. So take time to breathe out. In this particular case means exhale. Everything's okay. You can release the fear. You can, you know, you can have fun on your path. You can be creative. Maybe you've been cautious and opening up to fun and to letting your hair down and to being free, because in the past certain things didn't necessarily work out. But one of the channelings that I did was with money, and money was saying, I'm an energy of joy, you know? And so if you're using my energy to try to control, like, oh, when I have money, I can do this, this, and this, then it can create resistance. But if you're using the energy of money to create freedom, which is like the opposite of control, then that's when it can really flow and there can be an openness. So if there's any, you know, energy in relation to abundance that has to do with control, particularly control, like, you know, wanting to feel like certain things can only be done or only work out when you have it, then it's time to breathe out, to release any kind of blockages and resistance, and come into an energy of trust, come into an energy of peace. Okay, one last supportive message. Heart chakra, triumph. So open your heart. That's how we manifest, is we open our hearts. Triumph. You're meant to win, pile number one. Congratulations. Well done, pile number one. I'm so happy for you. If I can be of any further support to you, let me know. In the description below, you can find out how we can do a Starseed birth chart reading together. Also, if this was in any way helpful to you, I would appreciate it if you could like and subscribe and pass on these readings to friends, family, loved ones who you feel need encouragement. So thank you, pile number one, sending lots of love and light. Hi, pile number two. It's time for your reading. This is exciting. Look at this enormous tourmaline stone. Yes. So Tourmaline is a very protective stone. A lot of the black stones are super protective. And this is also protective of your mental body, you know, helping you release negative thoughts and keep them from returning. So let's see what your card is. I have not taken a look. The waiting game. Okay. So some of you may be feeling like there's something that you want that has yet to come through yet. It's in a process of growth. Okay. And some of you may be wondering whether or not the energy is blocked or whether you're doing something that's keeping the energy from coming through, perhaps. So that's something we can also take a look at. Maybe some of you feel like certain things are going in a circle, not quite progressing forward, but look how this tree is growing. And things are taking time so that this tree can grow healthily. Look at how healthy the leaves are. And sometimes if we, you know, begin to pull on something too soon, we can actually weaken it. And so this is protected so that it can grow to its full power before it, you know, starts giving and sharing its fruit. So it may be that what it is that is important for you is taking time to grow and strengthen for your highest and greatest good. So let's find out more. I feel like certain things are being cleared up. There's information coming through. Okay. So we're going to start with these two. At the bottom, Ivory Swan Goddess. We're going to start with these two and then pull and then look at these later. So these are very intricate cards from Alana, Fairchild. And we're going to take a look, but you know, as I look at it, Immortal Treasures and Sisters of the Sun Rising. So I feel like there's something coming, and your urgent message is most likely not to give up, and not to doubt. As you perceive that something's coming and that it's meant to come, and it's like the message is don't give up, don't doubt. And it's funny because my phone is ringing at the moment. So I feel like, do you hear that? It's coming, you know, it's coming. Don't give up, don't doubt. What you desire is meant to come to you. That's pretty cool. So you carry within you precious immortal treasures, beloved. They exist beyond life and death, belonging to the celestial heavenly realms of the divine presence within you. Kuan Yin now guides you to honor these treasures, the gifts of your soul, which include the ability that you have to transmit healing. Honor yourself as a healer, beloved. Whether formally or informally, your soul brings a special healing light to humanity. You have divine support in your role as a healer, in whatever way, usual or highly unusual, that this is unfolding for you right now. So some of you are maybe even wondering, like, what is my life purpose? What is my soul mission? Or maybe some of you have an idea of what it is and it hasn't quite crystallized yet. Like there's a message for you. And with the immortal treasures here, I feel like the message is you are meant to bring healing energy to humanity. And that is what's growing as this tree right now. That is what is taking root. And some of you may want to consider exploring different ways in which you can be of service, whether it's, you know, exploring coaching, exploring Reiki, exploring pranic healing or Thai massage. There are a lot of different options out there. Lomi massage. There are a lot of different ways to help people can come back into wholeness, because that is, in the end, the definition of healing is coming back into wholeness. So Sisters of the Sun Rising Also kind of reminds me of a network, a collective. So some of you may also be bringing healing by helping people have healthy relationships with others, whether that be romantic, friendship, or networking and business connections. But let's see what the card says. You are a highly creative being with the potential to help raise the vibration of consciousness on this planet through your creative projects, work, dreams, and hobbies. The power of collaboration, choosing to work with others in joint projects, allows for synergy to occur where you can grow stronger and become more than the sum of your individual parts, calling in great cosmic assistance and potency. You are guided to remain open to other souls joining forces with you, just like the Sisters of the Sun Rising that bring great energy to help humanity through their group endeavors. When you allow for aligned group effort, much that is wonderful can occur. How funny is it that, right after pulling these cards, the phone rings, right? So with my phone ringing, I feel like there are opportunities, there are connections and collaborations opening up to you. And one message that I'm receiving, because look how she's alone, it's her, center of attention in this picture. And then there's a group here. I feel like when you move into group energy, it's going to be important for you to still recognize your own individuality and your own ability. So make sure that when you're in a group situation that you're also living interdependence, not codependence, meaning I need you all in order to feel happy and to thrive, but more interdependence as in we're all bringing something beautiful to the table and, supporting each other through healthy relationship. So you've got a healing gift and working in collaboration and also maybe even creating your own network or, creating women's circles could also be helpful to you, or men's circles, giving men also the opportunity to speak. Hear the yellow tiger mother. So this is the continuance of the story. Radiant moon of compassion. Let's just put that here for now. So hear the yellow tiger mother. So some of you are coming more into the ferocity of who you are. And there's a call for you to be strong, right? That's what I'm feeling with this card. There's a strength within you that you may not be cognizant of, that you're being called to pay more attention to. But let's take a look at the radiant moon of compassion. Yep, it's strength. Kuan Yin sits upon a radiant moon of compassion, pouring forth the spiritual strength needed for you to liberate yourself from lower vibrational energies of fear and judgment into the vibration of freedom, love, and peace, where you naturally belong. You are being urged to use this power now to grow spiritually and free yourself from a situation that could draw you down. So I feel like with the waiting game, there's an opportunity to kind of heal and let go. And as you do so, what it is that you've been manifesting can pick up on momentum. So it's like giving yourself permission to be strong and letting go of, any lack of self-worth, any self-doubt. Like, I'm going to introduce a deck I haven't used thus far. And let's find out, like, in what aspect of life do you have the opportunity to be strong? Okay, so some of you are releasing judgment, coming into an energy of peace and divine service. Okay. So some of you may have grown up in a household that was particularly critical. Maybe sometimes feeling like you can't do things right. And you're coming into an energy of releasing criticism of self, maybe even holding others to particularly high standards, maybe even being afraid to connect with others because of disappointments in the past. And so with the Judgment card, what we see here is I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. And so it's kind of releasing this perfectionism and also projected perfectionism onto others while still remaining in your integrity. Because that's something I saw, is that when you enter into groups, it's important for you. That's what Libra is teaching us. When we enter into groups, we want to make sure that we remain connected to our own identity, the truth of who we are. But in order to remain connected to our own identity and the truth of who we are, we also have to give other people permission to be connected to their own identity. Okay, so releasing judgment and coming more into an energy of peace. You are enough. Releasing that self-criticism that can cause what's wanting to be manifested to stagnate, And then coming into an energy of service where you're using your gifts to help and support others. And oftentimes, and this is one thing we learned in Starseed astrology, is that when we're using our gifts in service of others, we tend to grow in self-confidence. So you can release this self-judgment and this, harsh self-criticism. The more you allow yourself to come into that path as a healer in whatever way that decides to express itself, whether it's through psychology. Some of you may even be in the medicinal space, while others may be in the more holistic space. Whatever it is, as you begin to help others, you can grow in that self-confidence and begin to release judgment and come more into this kind of love and this peace about us all being on this earth journey and doing, our best to be the highest and truest versions of who we are. And each of us experience different things along that path. Seven of Arrows. This is again group energy. Four of Bowls. Oh wow, the Empress. Very nice. Okay, I have to cover this up because of the YouTube rules. But she's basically she's breastfeeding a baby in this. But to cover it up because of the YouTube rules. But this breastfeeding on top of service is like allowing the wisdom within you to nourish others, being a source of nourishment and wisdom for others, a source of a bounty and fertility. The bottom, strength with healing. Strength is something that continually comes through. It's like, be strong and release the self-criticism, release the self-doubt, allow yourself to enjoy this earth journey, which also has to do with, releasing any kind of harsh expectations of perfections, just allowing yourself to really be yourself, nourish who you are, and come more deeply into allowing yourself to bring whatever love it is within you into some kind of material form, allowing that gift you have within you to be seen. So this is like allowing divine truth, divine wisdom to come through. And then as you receive it, you're giving, you're creating some kind of container for that wisdom that's coming through your life purpose. And along the path, you're creating abundance and fertility, but also making sure to nourish yourself. So with the Tourmaline here, which is again protective when it comes to intrusive thoughts and things like that, I feel like your urgent message is release the doubt, release the judgment. Again, the phone is ringing. Release anything that has you feeling like what belongs to you can't come to you, and start moving in that energy of abundance. Allow the beauty within you to come to form and really start, look at this card just flipping out, really start allowing yourself to come into the abundance that belongs to you. Okay, now I know what we're dealing with here. Your heart is guarded. You have experienced different things that are difficult for you, and your heart is guarded. Here, the trigger statement, I cannot trust anyone. The truth statement, everyone deserves my love. I open my heart to heal and release. I open myself to the peace of divine love and grace. And here it's recognizing I am not a victim. I am powerful beyond measure. I am strong and capable With gratitude, optimism, and action, I manifest the life I desire. So you can do this. This is about allowing yourself to be the truth of who you are and your integrity, and still enjoying, the wisdom and the community of groups, and letting go of any energy that says I'm not safe among others, because it's clear that you are. You can trust yourself, and you can surround yourself with people who you trust and people who you feel good around. And if you recognize that there's an energy that's not for your highest, greatest good, you always have the choice to change that. Okay. So these two were jumping out. I pulled this one. Amazing. Divine Destiny. So I feel like in this case, you want to be aware of the words that you're using when it comes to the ancient power mysteries here. You want to be aware of the words you're using, because, the more powerful you are, the more you grow in your power, the more potent your words are. And it's interesting because, when my phone was ringing, two different people called. I quickly looked just now, two different people called. I feel like there's an opportunity to come into group and come into community. And our words or certain expectations may block the opportunity for different blessings and gifts to come through. Yeah, okay. So yeah, words and music are going to be super important for you on your path. And it's allowing yourself to, some of you may want to put on the miracle tone, 432 hertz, and allow that music to play in the background, or, put on music that heals the heart chakra or blesses the heart chakra. With the Lunar Queen here, I think this is about you stepping into the truth and the power of who you are, whether you're a man or a woman. This is about you really recognizing the power and the beauty that is flowing through you. Let's see. Yes, deep feminine wisdom that is just flowing through you, and releasing any control, any force, and just really coming into an energy of allowing, So I just want to encourage you to come more into this energy of allowing yourself to be who it is that you're meant to be. So I know that, like, when I'm looking at these cards, I feel like, with the Strength card coming through so many times, and now the path of the Divine Warrior, I feel like you may have had to fight in the past. You may have really had to endure a lot of disappointment, or being subject to the consequences of other people's decisions. And now you're in a position to make your own decisions. You're in a position to be there for yourself. And so it's about taking that strength that you were usually in the past maybe using in order to protect yourself, or in order to survive, and really allowing yourself to invest it into what it is that is for your highest, greatest good, to come more again into this energy of peace, knowing that you've done well. And so with the Empress here and with the Lunar Queen here, this is an energy of majesty, of you coming into your majesty, but also you beginning to nurture yourself. So part of this energy of the waiting game is the divine giving you an opportunity to recuperate from the difficulty that you experienced. And so if you're like, when is my blessing coming through? Wait a minute, because this is a blessing, because this is saying, I see you and I see everything you've been through. And now I'm giving you an opportunity to catch your breath, because when the blessings come through that I have for you, you're going to need to be ready. You're going to need to be on flight mode. You're going to need to be on your P's and Q's and ready to soar. So what I need from you is for you to give yourself the opportunity to recognize that that difficult cycle has ended, to catch your breath, to come into peace and replenishment, release any kind of energy of being a warrior that has to do with fighting, and come into being that strong, sovereign being of peace. And allow yourself to be of service by using your gift. And as you do so, abundance can flow to you. But it's going to require you to release any kind of energy of judgment, that energy that kept us fighting when we were going through difficult things. So sometimes we can come into an energy of judgment when we've in the past had to protect ourselves. And through this desire to protect ourselves, we're very skeptical of others, skeptical of even divine energy and blessings, because we just don't want to be hurt again. And I feel like this is saying, take a breath. Take a breath, come into peace, understand who you are. I mean, look at her. She doesn't question herself. She's not questioning, she's in her power. And so this is an opportunity to let your inner child know, it may have been difficult before, but now we're looking after ourselves. Grandmother Moon is looking after us. I can come into an energy of trust again. And if anything, I know I can trust myself. And I can allow myself to have relationship and enjoy it, and to come into an energy of peace. And as I come into peace, I can recognize the gifts that the universe is offering to me. Look at that popping out. Conclusions are within reach. The answers you need are coming. Okay, work through your fears. Yeah, so I'm going to put this first. Work through your fears, because the answers you need are coming. Conclusions are within reach. And that's what I feel. This is giving you an opportunity to breathe and to work through your fears, because there's a mighty big blessing coming for you, and you want to make sure that you're ready and your heart is open to receive it when it's there. So let's give one last encouraging message. Your urgent message, pile number 2, is release the criticism, release the fear, allow yourself to enjoy being a part of groups, being a part of networks, because there's a collaboration. There are collaboration opportunities, and you don't want to say no to them because of past bad experiences in relationships. Instead, allow yourself to come into peace, come into that energy of healing, and work through, your fears, and step into understanding who you are as an empress, as that lunar queen, whether you're male or female. Come more into that divine power and allow yourself to open up to the wisdom that is available to you. Okay? Don't give up, and honey, know your name. I love that. Don't give up. Okay? Very clear message. Work through your fears. Don't give up. What you need is coming. And know your name. When I wrote that card, know your name, look at the bottom with joy. There's so much power in a name. And I don't know if you've ever seen Spirited Away by Miyazaki, the anime film Spirited Away by Miyazaki. I can definitely recommend that. And understanding the power of knowing your true name. So when I wrote this, know your name, it's really about knowing your true power, knowing who you are, and not letting others steal that or, lead you to question that. So if that's been something, let it be of the past, knowing that it was meant to be a blessing for your path. Okay? To help you come more into the strength and the calm and the truth of who you are. So don't give up. The answers you need are coming. Conclusions are within reach, but you can use this time to work through your fears and to know your name. Okay? I'm sending so much love, so many hugs. If you want to come more deeply into your power through a Starseed birth chart reading, then you can check the link below. I do offer that. If this reading was helpful to you anyway, then I would appreciate it if you could like and subscribe and pass it on to a friend, a family member, someone who just needs a little bit of love. And I will see you in the next reading. I'm so proud of you. Don't give up. I'm sending so much love. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. It's interesting because I recorded your reading, and then while finishing the edit, the files got lost. And so I'm redoing your reading, and with actually different cards. So this is going to be super interesting, and it made me wonder whether or not there was a bit of a shift since making the reading and now, where we get to go a little bit deeper. So your stone is Amazonite, which has a lot to do with communication and speaking your truth, you know, showing up with authenticity. So I'm wondering if there's like an end of a cycle, and this new cycle is beginning where the throat chakra is just empowered. The throat chakra is blessed. But let's take a look at your cards. I'm going to place that here. So what happened when I originally pulled the 4 piles, I didn't see the cards, and then I did the reading and couldn't remember what card it was. And since the files were no longer available, I couldn't see what card it was. So I pulled new cards. And when I pulled the new card for pile 3, 2 cards came out. So your first card is the Chariot with Triumph. So in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, this is the Chariot. And this is already a great beginning, you know? Look at this. This is impetus. This is positive movement forward. And this is also encouragement to keep going. You're on the right path. Things are meant to work out. So maybe some of you have also experienced that your throat chakra has been activated, and, you know, there's positive movement in the space of self-expression, bringing your creativity to light, possibly standing up for yourself, you know, listening to yourself, being there for yourself, releasing worry. All of these aspects connected to the throat chakra, you may find that there's positive movement in that space, which is also creating positive results. Okay, so the second card we have is 18, Shadow, which is also the Moon card. And, you know, with the Moon and with the Shadow, we're looking at things that are kind of frightening to us, or limiting beliefs, things that are mysterious and hidden. So what I'm getting here is 2 different messages. So one message is you're on the right path to clearing out those limiting beliefs represented by the shadow. You're progressing forward in a positive way. You're moving forward. Your urgent message is, I see you, keep going. You're doing an incredible job. And you're moving out of those limiting beliefs. You're moving out of the old identity, coming into a new kind of creative expression of self, you know? Maybe the old identity also just wasn't aware of her powers, not quite sure of themselves. And now there's, you know, a new identity coming to light that sees you standing more in your power. The second message that I'm getting from this is some of you are working towards a creative project, or, you know, you're growing in a new space, and that is working out well for you. You can keep moving in this space, and what will come of it has not yet been revealed. So there's also encouragement here to keep going, keep healing any limiting beliefs, any thoughts that might be creating resistance and getting in the way of your triumph. Keep releasing them. You're on a good path. And then whatever creative project it is that you're working towards, trust. You're going to have to come into an energy of faith and an energy of trust. And that is divine feminine power. Divine feminine power says, I don't know exactly what is coming of this, but I trust and I know this is my life path. This is my purpose, and I am going to stick with it. So let's find out more using the Kuan Yin deck. And I love Kuan Yin as a goddess of compassion. Also a goddess, if I'm not mistaken, that started out in the Chinese tradition, male, and is now female. So bringing in 2 aspects, you know, the divine feminine as well as the divine masculine. Okay, we have Ivory Swan Goddess, card number 15. She looks beautiful, but also like a little tired, a little, I almost feel like she did it and now she's resting. But let's look at the meaning of the card. And at the bottom, we have to the celestial mountain. So even just looking at this, I'm wondering, like, are you guys moving towards your own version of the celestial mountain and finding that along the way, you may be having short fainting spells where you're just like, whew, this is a bit harder, a bit steeper, a bit of a longer trail than I thought. And I feel like there's a message, keep going, like you're doing well. You're doing well. This is not the time to give up. So let's look at the more traditional meaning of this Kuan card. And I'm actually going to start with the card at the bottom of the deck, to the celestial mountain, because I always feel like the card at the bottom of the deck gives a bit of a foundation and an impetus and impulse for the card that is pulled. So to the celestial mountain, this is again the card at the bottom of the deck. I'm just bringing it on screen for you again. There are times when divine energy is needed to help us achieve our spiritual goals. When you do not feel completely in control of your destiny, the divine is usually gifting you with an opportunity to reach for assistance and to invoke divine power, to call to the celestial mountain so that you might be gifted with a far superior outcome. Your permission to beings that love you unconditionally to offer you help is an expression of spiritual empowerment. You empower those forces to come to your aid and help you to manifest your life purpose and your destiny. Do not believe that asking for help means that you will grow weak or dependent and not grow spiritually. You are doing this to grow in your own mastery at a soul level, not to hand over your power. So, like when I look at the bottom of the deck with to the celestial mountain and triumph the shadow, it's like you're moving towards something and you're working on something, whether it's a creative project or your own personal development. In most cases, both. You may need to call for spiritual help and just realize and understand you don't have to do this alone. You have a soul family here on earth as well as a guide family that wants to be of assistance to you. And you're doing such an amazing, amazing job. And this door is for support is open to you. And it also confirms what I was feeling intuitively before, that maybe some of you are having a bit of a fainting spell, moments where you're like, wow, this is rough. It's a little harder, longer than I thought. But you can release that resistance and trust that, you know, the steps you are taking are bringing you closer to your goal. Though you may have moments when you feel like a step forward is a step backwards. Remember, you know, a lot of our learning can feel like a detour, but it's actually a catalyst to more growth. And I'm also feeling the message that some of you may have naysayers in your community, in your immediate proximity. And sometimes when someone's doing something completely new or something that is given to them, it just makes me think of one thing that, you know, the motivational speaker Lisa Nichols once said is, you know, some people won't understand your vision because God didn't give it to them. God gave it to you. So I developed a concept that I call rebellious discipline, and I'm working on getting you guys more resources with regards to rebellious discipline. And that rebellious discipline is a concept I developed to help people to continue moving forward despite the naysayers. It's having that kind of discipline that says, I'm allowed to find the type of discipline that works for me and that fits me and fits my soul. And it's the type of discipline that will see me moving forward, even when the people around me may not understand what it is that I'm doing. Okay, so let's take a look at the card, Ivory Swan Goddess. The Ivory Swan Goddess speaks of spiritual grace and purity. The purity of your soul light never fades, beloved. Release guilt, shame, judgment, or fear that you are not enough in any way, so that you may realize your beauty, be more of yourself, and shine your divine essence into the world. Yeah, and this fits with the first meaning that I felt coming through with the card, which is, a lot of you are working on releasing limiting beliefs. And it seems that it goes even deeper with that, with you all releasing fear, shame, guilt, coming into an energy of self-forgiveness. And in my experience, people who are incredibly gifted and also incredibly empathic tend to struggle with feelings of shame and guilt. In the birth chart, that can be Virgo, Pisces energy, where there's such a desire to be pure. There's such a desire to do things right. There's such a desire to be of service. There's such a desire to heal others that when the individual finds that they can't necessarily help someone, or they can't do it to the level that they would like to, that sometimes guilt and shame will set in. Or if they've made decisions that they feel weren't the best decisions, forgetting that this life is all about learning, then sometimes, you may feel an energy of shame, guilt, fear, judgment. But this reading, your urgent message is to release self-judgment and to come into a clearer understanding of your absolute purity and your absolute beauty. So that is your urgent message. What you perceive to be shadow is a part of your light. It's a part of your growth. It's a part of what makes you special. Yes, look at this, doubt. So you're releasing self-doubt. And one way you can do that is by coming into your feminine power of surrender and, releasing any, feeling that you have to be in control of how things go for you, how things go for others. Divine feminine power is about also surrendering these feelings of fear, guilt, shame to the universe and opening up for divine love, unconditional love. Acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. So you're coming more into self-acceptance and releasing doubt. Surrender these feelings of fear, shame, and guilt really intentionally to the universe. One thing you can say is, and this is a paraphrase of Bob Proctor's, but I release all thoughts, images, and things that hold me back in a lower vibration. You can say that more than once, and I see myself healthy, prosperous, and well. And just make sure that anytime you're doing a ritual of release where you're letting something go, that you also open up to replenishing yourself with high vibrational love and light. So as you say this, see yourself really releasing, and then see yourself being filled with, white light, and putting on a cloak of white light and high vibrational light and love, and just saying, I give myself to my highest and greatest good. I see myself healthy. I see myself prosperous. I see myself well. At the bottom of the deck, we have adversity. So some of you have come through difficult challenges, and they've been there for you to learn. It didn't happen to you. It happened for you. So some of the situations that may be causing the fear, the shame, and the guilt are situations that might have been soul contract situations that, were orchestrated for you to release possibly certain habits of allowing certain energy into your life, certain habits of not valuing the self to the degree that you deserve to be valued. Different things like we're shining a light on attitudes and habits that were keeping you out of your absolute power. And so with this adversity happening, it was shining a light on the contrast, shining a light on the things that you don't prefer, so that you could step more into your power and surrender that behavior, of looking down on the self, surrender those challenges to the divine. And by doing so, you're actually coming out much stronger on the other side of this. So let's get a look at what you're healing. And, we already made clear, It's healing any energies of shame, fear, and doubt. But let's find out, like, what are you healing? And let's see, what are you stepping into? Okay, Pillar of Light. What are you stepping into? Serpent of Fire, Priestess of the Serpent Sisterhood. So this is Kundalini energy. This is awakening the divine feminine and divine masculine, which is what I said with Kuan Yin started out more as a masculine deity and then was seen as a feminine deity. And here we have Serpent of Fire, Priestess of the Serpent Sisterhood, which is connected to Kundalini, where, you know, masculine and feminine energies are awakening and rising. And look at this, Goddess of 10,000 names. So you're releasing your self-doubt and you're stepping into this energy of the goddess, and it doesn't matter your gender. So with this pillar of light, there's an opportunity to see yourself really receiving that high vibrational love and light, and allowing that love and light to really cleanse your energy and then to raise your vibration. Like literally see yourself lighting up like a Christmas tree, you know? And just as you visualize that, remember, the universe gives you whatever it is that you perceive to be true. So if you're perceiving the doubt to be true, you're going to get the doubt. You have to think of the universe as like this parent that loves you so unconditionally that it doesn't want you ever to be wrong. So if you're thinking, you know, about doubt and doubting yourself, the universe is going to be like, well, you know, it's true. Yeah. And if you're thinking about seeing yourself high vibrational, full in the power of, you know, being that goddess, your universe parent is going to be like, yes, that is true. That is true. And to be honest, that's the version I prefer. I prefer for you, you know? So just remember, you're a powerful creator, especially with this goddess energy coming through. And then you get to decide what you're creating. You can decide between the doubt and the goddess, you know? So just allow, you know, this goddess energy to come through and allow your energy field to be strengthened as you come into this new perception of self, where you're letting go of self-limiting beliefs and stepping more into your masculine and feminine power. So, you know, the masculine power really gives us a strong foundation. And so as we come into our feminine power, a lot of people are talking about leaving the masculine, coming into the feminine. But the thing is that we're leaving kind of a cultural toxic masculine, but we need to come into the healed masculine, you know? So it's combining the foundation of the healed masculine with the creative impulse and openness of the healed and healthy divine feminine. I'm just going to read this quickly. Isis, priestess of the serpent sisterhood and queen of the serpent of fire, guides you through transformation now as your energy field grows stronger and old energies are burned away in the process of your growth. Trust that you are growing and more capable than you have been previously. Do not assess your current ability based on past standards, as they no longer apply to you. You are stronger and more powerful now than you have been before. You need to learn afresh what you are capable of. Isis helps you now. The serpent headpiece of Isis represents the inner fire serpent, or Kundalini, as it rises in accordance with spiritual growth and empowerment. This happens when the time is right and when we are ready. So this energy is growing, it's thriving, it's getting stronger within you. This Kundalini energy is rising. So when you think about yourself, you don't want to think about yourself based on this doubt, based on any kind of fear and shame, feeling thwarted. You don't want to think about things happening to you. You want to come from this serpent of fire, this goddess energy, release any kind of energy and thoughts of victimhood, because you're the victor. Look at this triumph. You're coming into an energy of victory. And the way that you can best do that is by helping the universe, by saying, yes, yes, as Lisa Nichols would say, I open up and I receive and I am that I am. So with the goddess of 10,000 names, I feel like there's a message here that there are a lot of different aspects of who you are. Some of you may have incredibly strong Gemini energy, even though Gemini might not be your sign. your sun sign. So for example, my sun sign, my sign is Taurus, but I have 3 important placements in a stellium in Gemini. So even though I'm not per se a Gemini, that energy is incredibly important to me. Some of you are going to have strong Gemini energy. Maybe your south node is there. Maybe Jupiter is there. Maybe you've got your north node, Chiron there, your, different placements, your moon. And what's happening is that maybe you have a lot of different interests, and a lot of these interests are going to be important for you in your path. You don't want to confuse your client base by having too many different interests at once, but it could be that in a healthy and a strategic succession that you're going to be putting out more than one kind of product, more than one kind of service that's going to be transformational for you as well as for your client base. Because in my experience, reading Starseed birth charts and, being a Reiki teacher, teaching classes on astrology as well as Reiki, you meet the clients that, are catalysts for your growth. Like, you guys basically magnetized each other because you have a message they need to hear, and something about that message has a healing force and energy for you as well. So let's look at the description for Goddess of 10,000 Names. Isis, with many names, forms, associations, and expressions, is referred to as the Goddess of 10,000 Names. A name holds power. It defines and energizes our limits. The names, faces, and roles that you play are just one part of your being, yet you exist beyond them, beloved initiate, as a vast being. You are currently realizing that you are not limited by previous identities you held. Instead, you are becoming more of your whole self. Enjoy uncovering of even more of who you are. And that's interesting because didn't we talk about that with the moon? Releasing an old identity and coming into a new one. And this is basically confirmation with the Goddess of 10,000 Names. Letting go of the old identity, choosing which one. Is it the doubt or the goddess? Am I the high priestess, the high priest? Or am I the person feeling tired and defeated? We get to choose. We get to choose whether we want to be in our power, because this journey is all about free will, choice, and spiritual evolution, spiritual growth. So our choices, Scorpio teaches us that our choices are actually a form of true power, right? Because our choices are power. We don't necessarily have control over the circumstances around us, but we do have control over how we react to them. And that's what Scorpio is teaching us. Scorpio says, release control and come more into being aware of the decisions that you make. Okay, let's find out more of what you can expect. Totem of Stones, the snake crawlers. Here you're coming more into earth energy. Nurturing Lodge of the Bowls. Look at this. This is like family energy. This is communion and community. The world. You are coming into your power. 4 of Stones. And some of you will start getting clearer on the service that you want to offer to the world. Some of you may already be clear and may already be working on it. But look at the Lovers at the bottom with the decision, with a higher vibration, with love, soul family coming in, partnership coming in, but also, your gifts coming in. And so some of you with the 4 of Stones will already be working on that gift. And some of you will be opening up to more clarity on the services, products, and gifts that you actually want to offer, which is amazing, right? This is all good news. But let's find out what limiting beliefs that you can really release in order to come more into this. Whoops, that one just kind of flew out. Woo. I'm just going to let those jump out. At the bottom, I am somewhere else. Right here, right now, everything is perfect. So come back to your center, my love. Everything right now, right here is perfect. So you're being called to nurture your spiritual family. These cards all flew out. You're being called to nurture your spiritual family. Act on your gifts. Act on what you have. And as you move forward with your life purpose and soul mission, as you allow, this goddess energy to come through, as you bathe in this pillar of light, your kundalini will rise and you will begin to magnetize the people who really belong to you, belong in your space, whether they be clients, a spiritual family, soul family, or even a romantic partnership. All of it is possible. All of it is open to you, but it's going to require you to take action on who you are, to allow the truth of who you are, your authenticity, to come through. Okay, so I am illuminated. So releasing the thought that, you can't be healed, you're broken, releasing the difficult stories. I am so disconnected. Truth statement, everything is connected. It will be beneficial for you to spend time in quiet contemplation. You need to reflect within to find your answers. And I feel like one of the reasons that you need to reflect within, my love, is because it's time for you to see this beauty. And if you're constantly waiting for validation from others, then this kind of ecstasy, this love that wants to come through, can be difficult for you to see. So I feel like part of the reason why it's time for you to relax is so that you can see your beauty, and also to understand how some of the more difficult things, because we talked about this, right? This difference between why did this happen to me and why did this happen for me? And look what card came out. Trigger statement, why did this happen to me? Truth statement, how did this happen for me? Know that you are the star of your life, my dear. You are the lead and the audience is here for you. Okay, so this is about coming into an energy of how can I use this for me? When I get stuck in traffic, recently I lost my cell phone, left it on a bus. And most people would get upset. And I was like, you know what? I'm not upset. I really just want to have lunch right now. And I ended up calling my phone, and the bus driver answered and was like, meet me here and here at this time and I'll bring you your phone. Like, how cool is that? And I just realized the more I stay relaxed and more I trust that this is somehow happening for me, even though I might not understand or know what it is, things just work out. I got my phone back. The bus driver was super nice. And it gave me really a story to tell with my clients to help them understand how important it is to remain calm, even in situations where it feels like things are, not necessarily going our way. If we can come into that divine feminine power of trust, things just kind of start to flow, and then that collective energy of community comes together. And it's a beautiful thing, but it does require us to have faith and to trust and to come into an energy of calm. Okay, this says, I am free of the habits that do not serve me. Lay down the armor passed down to you from your family. Release habits that are not serving you and forgive on behalf of generations past. Yeah, so we're releasing this thing of needing to remember, needing to recount what happened in order to prove our innocence. You are pure. There's no need to recount all of that. Let it go so that you can begin anew. And look at that. I don't know where to start. Truth statement, I take action now. You will find clarity in the ability to create now. This is your time to make things happen. So whenever I don't know where to start, what I do is I just communicate to the universe what effect I want to have. So when I was starting this path, I was like, universe, what I really want is to help people begin to look within, to find the guru within, to stop feeling like they have to go to this guru, to this person. I want people to find the light, the love, and the wisdom within. Then I started reading cards for people and just, reading cards for $25 and feedback. And then I realized, I love this. And then from there, I got an offer to learn Starseed astrology. And then I really just, things started to take off, because astrology felt like I've done this in a past life. Like it was that feeling of coming home. And then from astrology, I became a Reiki teacher, because I wanted to combine the ancient wisdom of astrology with the energy work and the ancient wisdom of, using chi, using prana to rejuvenate our energy systems. And all I did was say, this is what I want. And then I started taking action on it, getting curious here, trying out this there, all while having a full-time job, and just trying things out. And then the universe was like, okay, she's serious, let me send her this opportunity so she can see if she likes that. Let me send her this opportunity so she can dabble a little bit in that. And then when I started to find what it is that really served me, then I started doing that more intentionally, more consistently. So when I was sure it's astrology, it's card reading, it's Reiki, I started doing those things consistently. I give the Reiki seminars on a regular basis. I give astrology readings on a regular basis. And now I'm coming into teaching, not just teaching astrology, but teaching astrological wisdom on a regular basis, so that people can learn how to integrate astrology into their daily lives. So they're really using that wisdom of the ancients in their daily lives. And this all, I became consistent in it when I was sure this is it. So if you don't know where to start, I would say start having fun. Follow what, you're feeling called to, and then start experimenting, start trying it out and see what opportunities come to you. So adjustments are required. This is the coming into your quiet time, allowing yourself to pull back and to contemplate so that you can make the necessary adjustments. Let's find out what adjustments this might be. But I'm thinking one of them is also going to be really coming into your self-confidence. Luck is on your side. This is all meant to work out. The end of a tough cycle approaches. And that's what we were talking about also with the throat chakra. Coming into something, a new cycle, free of worry, speaking up for yourself, sharing your gifts. Expect powerful change. So let's try to find out a bit of what adjustment is required. Let it tell us a story. What adjustment is required, please, for pile number 3? What adjustment is required? And I'm going to take a new deck that I haven't used in any other pile. What adjustment is required? Okay. At the bottom of the deck, artist. Interesting. So some of you need to be aware of your creativity. Exemplar of the arrows. This looks to me like sharing your gift, getting out there and really starting to share your gift. Success. Sorry, I'm just dropping cards over here. Success. Yeah, coming into an energy of self-trust and energy of success. Telling your story. And it's not a story of defeat, We can tell stories of difficulty and hardship in a way that, helps people see that healing is possible. Bully. Highlights intimidation. Confront your inner fears. Letting go of verbal and physical abuse and gossip. Okay. So one of the adjustments that needs to be required is definitely self-talk. And possibly for some of you, not all, possibly the way you speak of others, perhaps judgment. Also, what I mentioned already at the beginning of the reading is that some of you may be surrounded by naysayers. And so you may need to protect your energy, protect your projects, protect what it is that you're working on, and make sure that you have energy, people around you who are coming from an energy of success, who see your potential coming from an energy of love, and allow yourself to be supported by a network that really sees what it is that you're doing. And if you're surrounded by a network of people who can be intimidating, who come more from an energy of fear as opposed to an energy of love, then you're going to want to be, you know, opening up to Scorpio teaching, which is releasing connection to this kind of energy, because it can block and it can hold back, you know. So why is this happening to me was one of the cards. So, you know, there may have been a time of experiencing this kind of criticism, maybe growing up in a household that was very critical of you, critical of your decisions, perhaps a lot of kind of a lower vibrational connection to discipline and to achievement, lower vibrational connection to success and what success is. You know, it's time to release that and then begin defining success, begin defining power, authority, begin defining creativity, you know, in accordance to what fits you. Coming out of this energy, coming out of energy that has to do with worrying about others, worrying about whether or not other people are making the right decisions, and giving yourself permission to focus more on you, focus more on your success, telling your story of triumph. We want to bring out more triumph. Okay, so let's get a last card. And let's even just release this naysaying energy and just let this go, you know. And we're going to replace that energy with the bottom of the deck, the Artist. You know, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the five senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. Yeah, we're coming more into an energy of inspiration, and we're letting go of that negative energy, negative talk towards us, towards others. It doesn't even matter. We don't vibe that way. You know, we vibe with the energy of love. We vibe with the energy of success. We vibe with the energy of artistry. We free ourselves from fear, and from fear that is being projected towards us. Yes. See, we free ourselves from the energy of fear that is being projected towards us. We embrace joy. Okay. At the bottom of the deck was listen to affirmations. So some of you may want to allow that to support your path of joy. Archangel Metatron, embody the highest and truest version of you. Look at the bottom of the deck. Everything is always working out for me. Yeah. So you guys are coming out of that energy of criticism into joy. And Archangel Metatron is the archangel who reflects the essence of God, that has to do with vision, that has to do with life purpose, soul mission, moving forward in the highest and truest version of who you are. So call Archangel Metatron, who's always there, ready and willing, but does need your permission because of free will to be of support to you. And ask Archangel Metatron to guide you as you in this tough karmic cycle, and to help you to come more into and to recognize the success that is coming to you, as well as the success and the love that is already present. You can ask Archangel Metatron, dear Archangel Metatron, who loves me unconditionally and is working towards my highest and greatest good, please help me to embody my highest and truest version of self, so that I may live this life full of ease, full of love, full of joy and self-fulfillment. Okay, pile number 3, that was your reading. Thank you so much. And I really do believe that the first reading was deleted because a shift happened. And this is kind of like what this reading is about, a transformation, a shift. So congratulations, keep moving forward so positively on your path. And, you know, if this reading was helpful to you, please like, subscribe, pass it on to a friend who needs encouragement. And also, if you're interested in a Starseed birth chart reading, the link is below. I'm sending so much love and support. Hello, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. You have this wonderful Septarian stone, which again, whenever I hold it, I feel like Septarian has to do with peace, a restart, letting go of anything that was agitating and starting from a place of peace. Yes, the end of a cycle and the beginning of something new, something powerful. So let's look at your card. I haven't looked yet. I'm excited. Oh, partnerships and alliances. This has been coming through super strong already throughout the reading. So let's see. Let's find out more about these partnerships and alliances. Okay. the Amaryllis Lute. Call of the Dancing Crane, which unfortunately I have to cover. Call of the Dancing Crane. And Princess of the Autumn Harvest. Okay. Let's see. Here, the Yellow Tiger Mother. She's come out in almost all of the readings, you know, as a card of strength and the strength of your roots, like everything you've been through being, you know, something that has strengthened you. Okay. Sisters of the Star Blossoms at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So the Amaryllis Lute, Call of the Dancing Crane. So I feel like there's something new coming into life here. Like we said with the Septarian, there's the end of a cycle and there's the beginning of something new. With the Call of the Dancing Crane, you know, there in all three, she's, oh my goodness, in all four, she's playing the lute. I don't know if I've had that so far. There's music here, there's dance here, there's celebration here as well. Let's see. And look, it begins with the card that specifically has to do with this instrument, with the lute. And in each case, she has it behind her head, except in this one where we're able to see it as an instrument better. Let's take a look. There you can see the lute much better. You have won a victory, beloved. Here it is, a victory over the past. And the Amaryllis Lute is sounding through every cell of your being, heralding your rising vibration as you leave fear behind you once again. In fact, the lute says you are growing fast and spiritually. You are outgrowing your old life even more so. When your vibration changes, so too does your life, beloved. This is natural. It is safe and loving for you to release that which no longer feels right for you. No matter how much it was important in your old life, it might not have the same place in your new life. Look at that. So that's exactly what we were talking about with the Septarian, like this end of a cycle, something new coming in. There's this cleansing. And so with the Amaryllis Lute, it's like your vibration has risen. And so your outer world is going to begin to reflect that higher vibration. So if right now you feel like, okay, yeah, my vibration is higher, but my life is still looking like it did before, then this card is basically saying the outside is soon going to start reflecting the inside. So with the Call of the Dancing Crane, we have here, dancing crane moves through waters and muddy marsh with elegance and grace. The mating call and dance of the crane is full of beautiful movement and flow. There are times when the astral waters of our emotional life become stagnant and will benefit from the healing movement, grace, and beauty of the dancing crane. The Call of the Dancing Crane is a reminder that sound can be healing too. This is particularly so when your thoughts, beliefs, and emotional patterns do not support you living in the spiritual destiny you were born to live. Okay. So I feel like this reading, this urgent message is you're leveling up and you can allow your energy to continue to support that leveling up. And there are going to be other energies, you know, divine, you know, spiritual guides as well as human that are going to support that. And so, you know, one of the urgent messages is that you're being blessed, really. You're being blessed for how well you came through those difficult times, and also how you've taken on the responsibility of raising your vibration and allowing yourself to come through a new spiritual level. It's like the divine saying, I see you and what belongs to you by divine right, because of your willingness to move forward and to raise your vibration, it's coming to you. So even with Princess of the Autumn Harvest, this is a card of abundance. The Princess of the Autumn Harvest brings gifts of bounty and blessing for efforts and actions of the past. It is a time when fruit of labors is ripe for the picking, A beautiful blessing is on its way to you now. This may come in the form of a spiritual gift, an opportunity, a windfall of abundance, a significant relationship, or an important friendship, and more. With gratitude in your heart, you will recognize the blessing when it comes to you, and it will serve you perfectly. Be open to receive, knowing it is justly delivered. So there's a beautiful blessing coming through that is yours by divine right. Okay? You've been strong with the yellow tiger mother here. You've been strong. You allowed yourself to create stronger roots. Whatever it was that you found incredibly challenging, you did not allow it to blow you over. You rose in your vibration. It kind of reminds me of Job. Like, you know, like no matter how he was tested, no matter what happened, he only praised God and just moved forward. And I feel like this is like what you've been doing. It's just, yeah, you've been raising your vibration. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay. At the bottom, loneliness. I know that I am never alone. So I feel like your guides are like, we see you. We see you. You've been, you know, the work you've been doing is incredible. So let us just first say how proud we are of you and know that your growth is leading to success. And if you feel like your outside is not yet reflecting the work that you've done and the courage you've shown on the inside, then no, that is coming. That is coming. And sometimes our outside does not reflect our inside immediately, because we're giving ourselves an opportunity to first feel and experience how much we've changed. So if you're like, oh man, certain situations keep popping up, then pay attention how you react to those situations. Are you reacting in from a more peaceful position, from a higher vibrational position? Because that's the purpose of that challenge, is to help you see how much you've grown and to be proud of that, so that when new opportunities come, you know you're ready for it. You know you're ready for it, that you did the work, and things that may have been triggering, upsetting, difficult for you in the past, not the case in the future. Not even the case in the present, you know? I just want to make sure to mix these well, since we've used them for the 3 previous decks as well. Okay. So if you've been experiencing difficulty, some of it is just to allow yourself to see how far you've come and how your reaction to those things has changed. Look at this Chariot, the warrior, keep going. Yes, okay, it's becoming clearer and clearer. Okay. The Emperor, okay. Okay, so at the bottom, the Devil with Trickster. And Exemplar of Bowls right under it. So I feel like there were times when things were scarce, there was scarcity. And now look at this, like look at the difference in these images, even here. Look at the difference in these images. There was a time of scarcity, and now you're moving into a time of power, a time of abundance, a time of leadership. You're letting go of this lack and beginning to see yourself for the truth of who you are and receive your blessings. More love coming into your life. So with the Chariot on top of the Amaryllis lute, I feel like you did it. You did it. There's nothing more for you to do except allow the beauty and bounty that belongs to you to come through now. You did it. So this is an opportunity to celebrate yourself, to celebrate how this cycle has ended and this new cycle can now begin. And for you to continue on your path of soaring like this eagle. You've done so well. You can continue to soar as that peaceful warrior. Look, on top of peace. So with Chariot coming in on top of the Amaryllis Lute and on top of Peace, you may find that you're a warrior of wisdom now. You may find that in the past you fought and came into the difficult masculine energy of force, and now you're coming out of that into a healthy masculine that says, I'm at peace. I'm in an energy of embodying, foundation, and I've moved through what was important, and I can celebrate that now. And with resources, with the Magician coming on top of the call of the dancing crane, it's like you realize that with everything you've been through, it's made you stronger. It's made you more resourceful. You're able to access gifts that others may not be able to access. Look at the Magician accessing these gifts because you gave yourself permission to persevere. You came into growth and success. And so with the Princess of the Autumn Harvest, I feel like one of the things that you're going to be manifesting is healthy, happy, loving relationship. Also an ability to make decisions because you know who you are. The Lovers is also about decisions. You know who you are, you know what you want, and you can make balanced decisions that allow you to experience more joy in your life, releasing scarcity. And with Emperor landing on here, the yellow tiger mother, it's like you've grown in discipline. You've grown in your ability to persevere. When things get difficult, you're not going to back away quickly. You have inner resources that you can access. With the Emperor here, I feel like you're recognizing your strength, and you're recognizing that you built a strong foundation for yourself. You did well. You're the authority in your life now. You did well. You're the authority in your life now. You built that strong foundation, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy path, and yet you persevered, and you're being rewarded for that now. Let's find out a little bit more. Even though I feel like this could even be a complete reading as it is now, like you did it and your gifts are coming through. Look at it, divine destiny. There's nothing more you can do. Your divine destiny is coming through. Some of you may find that you have really strong Aries energy. Yeah, key of life with the Ankh. Look at the bottom. Stay true and be in your power. Osiris and Isis, Lord and Lady of divine authority, just like the Emperor here. Stay true and be in your power. Be that authority in your life. So with the warrior here, look at this, okay? We've got path of divine destiny, path of divine warrior, landing on the Chariot, which in the Medicine Tarot is connected to the archetype of the warrior. So some of you may have Aries energy in a prominent placement in your chart, or Mars is doing something prominent. You may have a lot of placements in your first house, including the South Node, for example, or the moon in your first house, moon in Aries, for example. Maybe Aries is on one of the 4 directions, like your medium Koli, Imam Koli, descendant, ascendant. The point is that there's a lot of warrior energy, this ability to persevere through hardship, this ability to turn hardship into a win, Proper burial for freedom. So this is letting go of the old and letting go of what no longer serves so that you can come into freedom, so that you can come into what it is that, truly belongs to you. Let's take a look. I love these Alana Fairchild cards. In order for life to flow and express itself, that which belongs to the world of death must be released. There is nothing to be gained and everything to be lost by trying to hold on to that which no longer serves, which is better left to be let go of, though it takes great spiritual courage and trust to allow this to happen. Osiris, Lord of the Dead, guides you now to release that which no longer needs to be a part of your life so that you may be free. So some of you are releasing grief. You're releasing the difficulty of that tough cycle. And instead of retelling the story over and over again, oh, this doesn't work out for me, this didn't work out for me, it's like you're being invited to let go of that old story because there's a new story wanting to come in where the divine is partnering with you to create the life you want to live. Because look at the next key of life, spinning the Ankh. So the Ankh is a creative force, it's a creative energy, it's a life-wielding energy that you're able to bring in now. And through this proper burial for freedom, you're letting go of what doesn't serve. And as we all know, when we let go of what doesn't serve, then what does belong to us can come through. So there's new life wanting to be born through you now. It's just going to require you to really let go of the old cycle, let go of the old life, and to not be afraid, but instead to know that's a part of your divine destiny. It was a part of your divine destiny to have certain experiences. You kicked ass, you mastered it, and now you can let it go, and new life can be born through you now. And some of you will be creating a divine sisterhood, a community of spiritual sisters and brothers of light. So some of you in this new life, especially with Pluto and Aquarius, with us also being in the age of Aquarius, this is group energy, it's networking energy, it's soul family energy. So some of you are going to be bringing in partnerships and alliances for your business, partnerships and alliances for your romantic life, as well as soul family friendship connections that help to support you, motivate you, that allow you to use your gifts in service of the divine. So let's find out what limiting beliefs can now receive a proper burial for freedom. That's a lot, but let's see. Okay. We must remember is the trigger statement. The truth statement is, I am free of the habits that do not serve me. Lay down the armor, coming in on top of the 2 warrior cards. Lay down the armor passed down to you from your family. Release habits that are not serving you and forgive on behalf of generations past. So with these success and victory cards coming through, I feel like some of you have broken generational curses and created new positive, happy, and healthy generational cycles. And now you can let go of the stories that are connected with the old cycles, because you've already called in new life on an ancestral level, which is incredible. Well done, pile number 4. Well done. Okay. So some of you, in order to do that, though, may have been repressing and suppressing your emotions. And this card is calling you to give yourself permission to feel and to take time to nurture your body, mind, and spirit, and allow those emotions that are surfacing to be released. Because when we repress, that's when it can turn into illness. It can turn into different things we don't want. So just allowing yourself to feel. I feel like some of you are that strong person in the relationship, the one that can't show any weakness, any emotion, because everybody's kind of relying on you to carry everyone else through. And it's like, that's probably one of the generational curses that you've broken, is this need to pretend like everything's okay when it's not. You know, not being able to show your emotions until it's too late and you've already, you know, felt like you exploded. But instead allowing yourself to come into relationships where you can already say how you're feeling or what's going on with you, and there's someone there helping you to move through it. Okay, sorry about that. There was a bit of a interruption because of space on the phone. But so now you're coming into a healthy relationship that allows you to feel what you're feeling, and for other people to be there for you, and not to feel like you have to carry this all by yourself. You know, now you can come into having fun. But with this card here, what if something happens? I take my hands off the wheel. It could be that, you know, some of you are just so used to having the responsibility that you're afraid, what happens if I take myself off the wheel? And Scorpio is an energy that is teaching us that if you look at true power lies not in control, but in the choices you make. So you may not have control over the circumstances around you, but you have control over the decisions you make for your own life. You know, so here with this card, it's like exactly what it says there. You are not alone. The universe is working with you. Relax and enjoy the adventure. So there are people coming in. The universe is wanting to co-create with you. And then the universe is helping you make the decisions that are really going to create the type of life you want to live. And one of those choices is to allow yourself to release any feeling of the need to control or have responsibility for everything and everyone around you, and to come more into an energy of ease and trust and being in the present moment. I did not deserve this is the trigger statement. The truth statement is I forgive. Allow the labels of judgment to disappear. See the situations and individuals through your heart. Forgive yourself. So it's true, you know, we only deserve the absolute best, but it's important for us to let go of judgment, let go of what does not positively serve us. Whether or not we want to continue in relationship with certain individuals is always, you know, up to us. This is also Scorpio energy. But we definitely need to put down the bags, you know, and not carry around these stories with us that actually end up hindering our growth and hindering us from, you know, blooming and blossoming in the way that we could. And one of the things that we tend to overlook is the need to forgive ourselves. And it's not because we've done anything wrong, but because we take ourselves to court. Like, let's be honest, like we can just be incredibly hard on ourselves and really expect a certain standard, a level of perfection that is just not, you know, fair to expect from ourselves. And with self-forgiveness, what we're doing is giving ourselves permission to do this proper burial for freedom and let go of what does not positively serve us, let go of any kind of heaviness, and to come more into the peace and the love of, you know, working with the universe and acknowledging our inner divinity, acknowledging that we are immortal treasures. So let's get a supportive message from Mother Moon. Okay. Surrender to the divine. Again, this is a message of trust. Surrender means that you continue to move forward, be creative, enjoy life, and trust that what belongs to you as you serve, as you go your life purpose, as you live your path and follow your excitement and passion, what it is that belongs to you will flow to you. Prosperity lies ahead. Look at that, new moon in Taurus. Prosperity lies ahead. There's no reason to be afraid. Believe in the impossible. Believe in the impossible. I mean, your reading, your urgent message is success. Your urgent message is success. There's no other way to say it. Don't let pride get in your way. So don't let worry and connection to this kind of very human world get in your way. Let go of the past. Let go of the worry. Come into an energy of trust. You know, take time to breathe out. This is like, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Allow yourself to come into that energy of trust. What belongs to you is coming to you. Prosperity lies ahead. You are good enough. I felt like I should pull this last card and look at it. You are good enough. You deserve this goodness that is coming through. So don't block it with any feelings of, yeah, but. Make sure you're keeping your energy in a space that is allowing these blessings to come through, because you are good enough. You deserve this prosperity that is wanting to come through. You have done so well. So make sure that your consciousness, which is a manifesting tool given to you, make sure it's focused on what it is that you want and you deserve. Crown chakra. Don't give up. This also came out in another pile. Don't give up. Know your name. Oh my God. These came out, I want to say pile number 2, but I don't know. Pile number, or was it pile? I think it was pile number 2. Both of them. That's amazing. Don't give up. Know your name. So with Know Your Name, I was thinking of the movie when I wrote these cards. I was thinking of the movie Spirited Away by Hayao Miyazaki. I don't know if you've seen that anime. It's one of my favorites. But in that movie, you understand the importance of knowing your true name. And so when I wrote this card, it was like, know who you are, know your name, and don't give away your power. When I first came here to Germany, I allowed everyone to call me a nickname because they had trouble pronouncing my real name. And I realized when I allowed them to call me that nickname, it was like I became someone else. It was like it was super, super weird. And it shows you the magic that is in names and in words. And I immediately switched back to my real name. I was like, you guys just need to learn how to pronounce it. I immediately switched back to my real name because I realized like something was inhibiting my inner power by choosing that name. So know your name and don't give up. You are incredibly precious, pile number 4. Congratulations on your success. There's prosperity coming through. And just remember, you're working with the divine and you're bringing in a lovely soul family that is coming to support you and love you. Sending you so much love. If you would like to work together, I do have an offer for Starseed birth chart readings and coaching. And if this was in any way helpful to you, I would appreciate it, a thumbs up or subscribing and a recommendation to anyone you feel who needs an uplifting or a guiding message. I'm sending so much love.